Welcome aboard for our March's edition of The Wildlife. I hope you're ready with your umbrellas and sunglasses and prêt-à-porter with the wrong jacket, because this is Wear the Wrong Jacket Month. This March, as is typical, has been 4 seasons in one day. In our February edition, we looked at the importance of your geographical location and how that comes into play when you're planning the planting of your vegetables or fruit. Typically, we saw a bit of sun, which gets your hopes up, followed by an assault of snow, heavy hail and rain, and some sun as well. Hence today, as to why I can't plant directly outside, but instead we'll be experimenting with some pots indoors. Once I've collected together my assortment of pots, I shall need to pop a couple of rocks into the bottom of each pot. This will aid in the moisture levels in the soil and help take the drainage away from the base of the root. There's quite a few seeds in the packet, around 35 seeds in each packet, and each plant in harvest will make 5 to 10 bell peppers. So that is quite a lot of peppers. I think today I will just plant half of each packet and store the rest somewhere nice and dry, hopefully for use next year instead.
A peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Now it's time to plant some seeds into some pots. So today I'm going to be doing some planting in pots to start some plants off indoors, primarily the sweet peppers and the cayenne peppers. The dirt here is quite clayey, it's red, it's sticky, it can smother and squash the plant's roots. So I shall be, as well as ignoring the cats, collecting some dirt, mixing it with ash to balance out the pH levels, and then also giving a little mix up with some compost I found. And that will aerate it a little bit, and also not forgetting to stick a couple of worms in there that will help circulate some oxygen. Phew. Okay, our clayey dirt. So you can kind of see how red it is and sticky. On a wet day, you could almost make a little plasticine figure out of it. So our dirt is well mixed up. Now we can use it to put in the little plots. And I did notice on the plus side, there's a couple of worms in there too. So I have prepared as many small pots as I can find and popped a couple of little stones in the bottom of each one. We've got our seeds, and we need to put our nicely mixed up soil in each plant pot. So I'm going to start with the sweet peppers. I'm going to put 2 in each pot. And now the cayenne peppers. That's our peppers successfully planted. The reason that we put stones in the bottom before we put the dirt in is because it aids the drainage and keeps the water from building up around the roots. So now I'll just give them a little sprinkle with some water and then distribute them around the house near the windows so they can get some sunlight. Another thing I wanted to do is plant some cherry trees. About 4 years ago, I planted 4 baby cherry trees. They were about 2 years old. Sadly, for the cherry trees, some deer managed to get into the garden and they scratched with their antlers, and it did kill the trees. They were too young, and so we only have 1 left. But this one made its first cherries last year, and judging by all these blossoms, is going to be making lots of cherries again this year. A couple of years later, I planted this one. It was also 2 years old, so it's just coming into its first cherries now. So that's really exciting. So to protect the trees from the deer, we have put these tree socks on, and then they can't scratch the bark until they're big enough to be able to afford to lose a little bit of bark. And the other thing, if you can hear, is the birds. They ate all the cherries last year before we had a chance to even collect them. So this year I may have to cover them with some kind of netting. I shall investigate the possibilities so that we can actually have our cherries. Sadly for March, I have not enough funds to buy a couple of baby cherry trees, so I will defer this until April. C'est la vie. Sometimes it's just like that. It's okay, we have time. So that's all for this month's March edition. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you come back for our next edition in April.
Cultivating.
I'll have to keep them indoor. Opened up the packet and have a yeah. What?
Cultivating.